go. Hello everyone and welcome to episode 31 of the Crash FM podcast.
Yeehaw!
Out of breath.
Die
out
slapping.
of breath because I'm a bit out of breath because I'm excited. Anyway, so we've got a full room to today. So we've got Jez.
Hello.
Matt.
Hello.
Tarquin.
Hello again.
Craig.
Hello.
Sam.
Wave at the camera.
Oh, you could do, yeah.
I keep forgetting.
Where is it?
Yeah.
Sam.
Hey.
For our Danish speakers. Go on, roll a bit of...
Say something.
Yeah, refinement.
Okay.
What does that mean?
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
You can't just make words up and pretend it's Danish.
Vladimir Vlakin. And Toby.
Hello. Isn't that what
Podcast debut.
It is number
And
one.
you get to hold Pone the dog. Okay, so we've been teasing it for a little while, but we've got a big announcement for us. Should we do a drum roll?
I think we should
Yeah.
actually. With it.
Drum roll again.
Ready?
I don't think
Drum
anyone
roll.
guessed it, did they?
Ready?
No, the drum roll is... San.
Burnout Paradise is coming to PC.
Wow.
Woo!
How exciting. That is first time ever that Burnout's going to be on PC.
First time.
And
First time ever.
we've announced it on our podcast.
And
which
it's the
is,
first time we've ever done a product announcement on a podcast. Yeah,
Which
absolutely.
is
And
very cool.
video as well.
quite unique.
Absolutely, it is really unique, and yeah, it's really exciting. And we're gonna show it to you because that's even more exciting. We're gonna show it to you running. I'm just gonna switch the camera here, and you're booting it up.
You bet.
Here we go. So here you can see that's not a video. So Sam's gonna show you Burnout Paradise running on his laptop.
You bet.
So most people usually do the announcement and then show you the game
Screenshot.
running about 3 months later. So we've got it running here on a laptop. This is not hooked up to a console or anything. It's not. We're not cheating.
Look, no wires.
And here it is up and running. So Sam's going
Yeah,
to show you
I mean, on
some
the-
cool stuff.
On the other side, you'd just be able to say that this laptop that I've got here in front of me is about 2 years old, so we're not dealing with some sort of monster that some games can only run on. We're dealing with something that is going to be able to run on a lot of people's machines. One of the key things we're looking at is how do we get this game to run on everybody's machine. So here I am driving with a keyboard through Burnout
That's got to be.
Paradise City.
Yeah, you can wiggle the camera so it's not like you're superimposing anything. There you go. Look. It's really exciting. I mean, people have requested over the years Burnouts on PC.
Yeah, I
And,
mean, did we say that this is actually the first Burnout game ever to appear
Yeah,
on PC?
first time ever.
None of the other ones.
Yeah, absolutely, none of the other ones. And so that's a pretty old, fairly old laptop.
You bet. It's 1.8 gigahertz. It's got 2 gig RAM, but we're not using all of it at all. And this is running pretty smoothly.
Yeah, it looks great.
It's pretty decent frame rate. You may not be able to see that on the video, but it's decent.
Yeah, I mean, Burnout's a game that always runs at high frame rate. We want our consumers to be able to get the high frame rate out of this game on their PC. To do that, we've got to make sure it runs on anything.
Yeah.
And that's what we're getting to.
And it's a big announcement for us because obviously it's the first time Burnout's on PC, so we're welcoming a whole new community to Paradise.
And with that, I guess, comes the announcement of the PC forum.
That's right.
So the forum went live today on www.criteriongames.com. And I think it does feel like a huge step for us. We've always made games for the PlayStation, and we've always been PlayStation gamers, and so we've kind of been making games for ourselves, which has been great fun, and we've always done a pretty good job of it.
And
But I
nothing's
think
going to
for the-
change that. This
Exactly
is just
right. But
adding
for the
another
first
string to
time,
the bow.
I think we're making an amazing game for a platform that we're not so familiar with, and we want to talk to those guys. We want to hear from the community, like we hear currently from our console community, and find out, what do you really want? What do you want to see changed in the game? What would you love to have us embrace that's unique about the PC? Because this is still being built and it's still early days, and I think that's the reason we set up the PC forum is to start taking that feedback now.
Yeah, so we're not
That's
going.
key. Yeah, I love that.
We're not going to go into a huge amount of detail on when it's coming or what it's going to consist of, but clearly we want to make a great PC version of Paradise, and also we're well aware that we've got a huge community of Burnout players on console, and they got their big announcement a few weeks ago. Let's not forget about that. Sat in this room talking about bikes and nighttime and the other
And
islands.
everything.
Yeah, and everything. So,
Everything, yeah.
Are we doing bikes?
yeah, didn't you know? This is just another part of our plan of bringing Paradise to Paradise to a new bunch of people that we haven't embraced before, and that's the PC owners. But of course, it doesn't impact our Year of Paradise plans at all, and in fact, it probably helps it.
Yeah, I think it's really part of the Year of Paradise.
Yeah.
So for me, we talk about the Year of Paradise a lot, and for anyone who hasn't heard us use that phrase before, we're calling, the 12 months following the release of Burnout Paradise on PS3 and 360 the Year of Paradise, and our goal and the thing that we've kind of said up front we're trying to do is completely change the game is through downloadable content, and have it not feel like a kind of a 1.1 and a 1.2, have it feel like genuinely game-changing content, new things for consumers who've got the game already and love it, improvements for people that have never played it, just a complete overhaul of the experience through 12 months. And I think that's exciting, and we're all about experimentation this year. Alex showed the plane when you guys made the Cagney announcement. We've talked about bikes. We're talking about taking Paradise as it is now and seeing how far we can push it. And I think the PC is part of that. It's a platform with some different capabilities and the opportunity to give some different experiences.
And it's certainly a different audience, and one that we haven't really spoken to before. And I think the point that we're making is that we're bringing our console expertise to PC, and it's not. But that's not a one-way street. So the things that I'm sure things that we'll learn throughout our development of our of the PC title will make their way back through onto console. I'm sure of that.
Yeah,
So-
it also means that we effectively have more people working on a Year of Paradise. So we have more designers coming up with ideas, and we all speak to each other a lot. So there are lots of good PC games out there that that's a market we're now going into. So we'll get some ideas coming back over to the console version. So actually, it will end up that both the PS3 and the Xbox 360 version and the PC version will get better quicker because we're doing the PC version. So
Absolutely.
it's important to say that it's not like we're slowing down development on the console versions in favour of PC. We're actually adding more people into the mix, and ultimately that'll end up in just a better experience across all of them.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay, do we want to talk about a little bit about what people can see right now? So
Yeah, there's some really cool stuff going up on the website. I really want to talk about that.
All right, so let's go. The first thing is we've put 3 screenshots out, and I believe these have gone live now. So I hope they have. If not, they will be in the next kind of half hour.
Now as in now.
Now, as in right now, Symes is on the case. Symes, if you're listening, post the screenshot.
Yeah, quick.
I would hope he is listening.
Or it would have been back then if you're listening to the recorded version of this.
Yeah.
Either way, you
Let's
can
not-
see them.
Yeah, I know. Whenever we talk about that, it always gets me into a bit of a. Oh, there he is. He's just run in. He's giving us a thumbs up. They are live now.
All right, so the shots are live, but the shots are a really strange shape, right? So we've got some big portrait shots, and when I
Yeah.
say big, enormous.
Yeah, the resolution on
The thumbnails on the site itself are just thumbnails, but if you click through to the Flickr site and hit original in all sizes, you'll find some absolutely enormous shots. And if you want to talk a bit about those, Sam,
Yeah,
why
so-
are they the shape they are?
Well, first of all, the cool thing is to say that those are rendered from the PC directly. So we were playing the game, we just simply took the screenshots and dumped them out, and then we're putting them up on the server. And that's just great. Straight away, you guys can see where we are, what we've done, what we've achieved. And the shape of them, well, it's a portrait shape, sort of like poster size, sort of thing you can see in the background up here, this sort of shape. And the reason for that is we've got 2 massively high-res monitors that we've put one on top of the other, and we've got the outputs from the PC to those.
Yeah.
And what's the res that they're outputting at?
We're using 2 screens. Each one's 1920 by 1200. So that portrait one is 1920 by 2400.
To put that in perspective,
In perspective, yeah, it's about over 2 times more pixels than 1080p would be.
yeah.
We just wanted to push to see what.
Oh, easy.
Just
what's
because you
possible.
can.
Yeah,
Just because we
so
can.
we tried 1080p and it ran at 60, so we thought we need some more monitors. So we plugged a few more monitors in, and it's still running at 60, and it looked great. So we share that.
I want some actual posters. I want to see them on the wall because they look so
Yeah.
good.
I want
Yeah.
to see the screenshots.
Yeah.
'cause we
Yeah,
haven't
that
seen them.
resolution is officially epic.
Yeah.
Absolutely enormous.
Massive.
Epic and at 60.
And also, so today we'll also put out a movie which is taken from the 3 screen side-by-side version. So what you can see on that is a super what do we describe it as?
Ultra
wide screen.
Ultra
just
wide
wide.
screen.
Yeah.
And again, I don't know the resolution. You might want to call that out, Matt.
Aspect ratio probably more. So 32 by 10.
32 by 10, so it's a
Yeah.
ribbon, but it's a real kind of nice wraparound experience
Yeah.
across 3 screens.
Again, playing that at 60.
Sweet.
It's different.
Wow.
Superb.
And you got the rack running, yeah. So we got the
We've got
the
online up
players
and running.
online.
Yeah. It's absolutely brilliant. We can sit there playing PCs. Got a rack of 8 of them. I think we'll send some pictures out of that a bit later too.
We've got a movie of that as well.
A movie of that, cool, great, yeah. So you can see us playing the PC on the rack online together. All of that's up and running. And I think you probably also got a couple of pictures that we took of our high-end PC spec setup desk, where we've got like a plasma, we've got a couple of other TVs.
I think there's one of me playing the vertical span.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
and I think in the
Talking
background,
on
if
the
you look at
trying to
those
play it like
pictures, you might see that there's a couple of peripherals lying around. So we know that some of the questions are going to be what are the peripherals we'll support, what are the controllers that we'll be able to plug into the PC, and of course we're going to support as many as we possibly can. You'll see that there's a wheel in the background that's already up and running. We've got a 360 controller plugged in, up and running. All of them feel great, handle exactly like in the console, and we're really pleased to say that playing the game on PC is just as much fun as on console.
Great. And I'm sure as we over the course of the next weeks we'll start talking a little bit more detail about some of those PC specifics that are are important. So watch out for those. So what we want people to join the PC forum, the PC players. If if any are listening, are Burnout fans or haven't got it on console, or people who are big PC gamers, then start bringing them to CriterionGames.com, and we want to use the sort of hive mind of the PC community to give us some pointers on what's important.
It's very important for us.
Yes.
You're a big PC gamer, aren't you, Matt?
I've been known to play a few PC games.
Come on, yeah.
I've been known to dabble.
That's like saying, that the Pope goes to church now and again.
Yeah. It's quite nice not to be as frowned upon now. My little PC corner.
PCs
what
are
are you
cool.
doing?
PC cool.
That keyboard and mouse.
Well, I think you were doing a good job of converting a few people. There's some some really good racing titles out on PC. It's not that we don't look at them, but we can learn a lot from them.
Yeah. Maybe a bit hardcore, sim orientated. Burnout is definitely something that will add something to the PC driving games. I think.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's our big that's big news for us because we ain't ever done it before.
It's huge.
It is, and I remember when I first started with the Burnout team, just the amount of people would say, "Is it coming to PC?" and we'd always say no, and it's really good now to be able to say, "Yes, it is." Yes, it is.
Yes,
So
it is.
so get involved, and on the PC forums, and tell your buddies or anybody else that you think should know that Burnout's coming to PC, because it is big news for us.
I mean, something somebody already mentioned was that one of the cool things about having a PC is that we might be able to do some sort of testing on PC before we put it over to console and actually get some feedback for console quicker. And these are some of the things I want to be discussing on the forum. I want you guys to be letting us know what are the thoughts and things we could be out there beta testing on PC as soon as possible, and really be getting feedback for the console users.
Yeah, for sure. Right then, what else is going on the website?
I guess the first thing I wanted to mention was we did tease 2 weeks ago that we were going to make a big announcement, and we said that there was a clue in the media.
That's the most obscure clue I've ever seen.
Which was in fact so obscure that Matt and San were coming over to ask us what it was because they couldn't see it either. And so the clue was in the number plate for the car. It said, I think console on one side and then PC08 on the other side, kind of hinting at an announcement for PC. But I have to admit, looking at it now, it was pretty obscure. And we won't be giving any T-shirts out for that because not one single person guessed it. But we did have some brilliant guesses, and I think we had a really good time with just crazy suggestions coming in for. I think it must be this. You must be about to announce submarines for the game or some craziness
That's
like
next
that.
week,
I've got a few good ones here.
Yeah,
I don't know. Are you packing some specific examples?
I've got a handful. Yeah, I mean, so in fact we had some, and we were actually really keen at first to point point out to people that we're up for some wild examples. We had some fun suggestions for what the announcement might be, and then we said last week, hey, let's see what the really wild suggestions are. So that's what I've got with me this week, is just the craziest.
You got the crazy stuff, have you?
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know if I want to. I'll read out some of these actually.
Yeah, give us a few.
Funny.
I've got a really good one here actually. Just while we're talking about it, which was, I think I know what the big announcement is. You found episode 8 of the Crash FM podcast. That's from El's buddy. So
we're
thanks.
still looking for that one.
Yeah, we are still looking for that. One day it will arrive.
Is that the one with DJ Atomica on it?
Yeah, it was. Where he led it. Yeah.
Before you fired him and then took over.
I didn't fire him.
Beat him up.
No, he's gone missing.
Actually, Matt is DJ Atomica. Just don't tell anybody.
Occasionally he slips.
I think
into
regular
the
listeners to the Crash FM podcast know the quality of my accents and would beg to differ.
The Australian being my personal favourite.
Matt did the Atomica for localization for the Indian territory.
Yeah.
So some of the crazy suggestions we had: cars, a giant football, jumpers for goalposts.
Wait there, what was the first one? Cars?
The car.
Cars.
Well,
they
we're
three.
putting cars in Burnout.
Yeah. Oh my, shock! Headline, I can see
I thought
it
you
now.
said they were way out their ideas, not...
No, it was the combination of those three things
Oh,
from Erin McLean there. This one I really like from Ed Cunningham. It was I was thinking of airplanes and how difficult it would be to watch racing while piloting. So what about a spaceship? Which for me, that really felt like a leap of faith. I was thinking, what about a helicopter? But no, let's just go straight out there. Imagine a spaceship could stop mid-flight and angle the camera to watch while people are racing.
So basically, UFOs.
Spaceship or an airship?
Spaceship.
Wow.
There was a suggestion that you can actually drive to the observatory and look at space as well. So those two sort of work together.
It's
Maybe.
beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And we obviously won't say whether we're working on any of these or not, because some of them include excellent ideas that are in development. I think this is my favourite, Mel. Paradise so needs a street sweeper with a turbocharged engine. It begins from Harrison Laycock. But before moving swiftly through a forklift to my favourite, why not introduce a horse and chariot and go Roman in Paradise?
Nice. Bit of Ben-Hur action.
So I'll be starting a petition on the website, and people can send in their recommendations, and support for the
What does
introduction
crashing
of
horses
horses.
do to our rating?
It depends how badly we crash them.
I think the most frequent guess though was from your terribly obscure clue was the big rigs lorry.
Big rigs, yeah.
So we had one. I think that was probably a good 50% of the. I've got it. I know exactly what it is. I'm not going to tell anyone though.
Yeah.
Was big rigs lorries as we call them over here.
Yeah, lots of good stuff. Jake Newstone, a stack of great ideas here. Bus, underground train system, horse-drawn carriage. There it is again, man.
Oh wow.
Car with little glider wings, speed cameras, stealth car, and from Krzyzek, who won our competition actually, the livery designs competition, suggested air balloon and helicopter, both of which we like.
I've got a couple here actually. One from Nicholas Crowell who says, I don't know for sure if it's hinted or not in the media page, but I want to throw out a crazy guess for being able to boost in reverse. What do you think about that, Craig, as a big reverse driving fan?
That would be kind of cool, but driving in reverse at 205 miles an hour might be quite interesting, given the fact that we've got some of the new timed freeburn challenges involve reversing quite a lot.
Yes.
And it's bad enough at 50, 60 miles an hour, so
That's-
that might
Is
be.
that all you get it?
So how fast do you go in the cars with a set speed? We did actually have, I think, almost when we were shipping Paradise, there was QA found out that one of the pickup trucks, you could, going backwards, I think you could do 250 miles an hour. So that was quite cool. But we've tried it out, and boosting in reverse, not for the foreseeable future. It's quite a good idea though, because he's obviously thinking about the different gameplay we'd have in there.
Yeah, reversing is a bit of a theme that's been going on for a while. Actually, probably from the launch of the game, people started doing stunt runs in reverse. I remember there's an awful lot. Yeah, well, no, that's a different sort of reverse.
Yeah.
I got another good one here from Kevin Evans. He says, "Well, the Steel Wheels trailer says." Quote, sure to make a grand entrance at any premiere, so I wonder if the big announcement is a Burnout film.
Ooh.
With no actors. just cars driving really. I'd probably go and see that.
Yeah,
Everybody
I'd
likes
be up
car
for that.
chases in movies.
Yeah, moody.
If we did a movie which was, we just advertise it as it's a 2-hour long car chase with 1,000 crashes in, some people would probably go and see that. I would. Toby would.
I would.
He looks keen for it.
I'm up for it.
Crash count.
I think we should
They made
make
a
it.
crash count. I remember that from the 80s. It was like a body count. That was like how good a film was. I remember Commando. How good is the film? Well, how many people did they kill? And this could be, how good is the car chase? Well, how many crashes does it feature?
That's not a bad one. This one for you, Matt. I think you'd like this. This is from Ian. He says, "This big announcement isn't manual transmission, is it?" You'd like that, wouldn't you? Or the last one I'm going to read out from Cantu, who says, "I'm thinking you'll have Burnout music in your fellow EA distributed game Rock Band." I'm sure our audio team would love that. Or actually some of the other team members who participated in the Rock Band competition.
Yeah. Who unfortunately didn't win.
What were they called? Boost Chain.
Yeah, we had 2 teams. One was called Boost Chain, which was Gary Busey, who's famed for his stunt runners, just like Ikaruga comments, and he didn't make it to the final, unfortunately. And then he was really good actually, though. I still think he should have been a lead singer rather than a drummer, because he's quite an outgoing kind of guy. And then we had Rage Against the Machine Code, which was Steve Lucas.
That's a great name.
Steve Lucas and the other guys, and I think they kind of came second, but they were all really good. It was a really good night, and everybody's been playing Rock Band a lot. But if we did have Burnout music in there, I don't think any of the Burnout tracks have lyrics.
We could add some.
Like the Criterion Burnout music.
I'm sure Matt could come up with something.
There is a story
quickly.
about lyrics and Burnout, but we probably shouldn't go there.
Sounds like a competition.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
Lyrics.
maybe.
Oh yeah, lyrics for a track. I
Oh,
like it.
Jez likes that one. What else you got going on the website, Jez?
I was going to read out some jokes, but I haven't got any good ones. And if we
No, come on.
if we run lyrics for one of the Burnout tracks, that could yield some interesting responses.
No, there's a difference.
I'm just making a note
Sometimes jokes are so bad they're actually good. Kind of like Matt, because I sit next to Matt in the office, and sometimes you just make yourself laugh, don't you, Matt?
How far do you
Yes.
want to take that?
Well, there I was thinking I was entertaining everybody, but he burst my bubble.
So
Actually, there was a good Chuck Norris Burnout.
Oh yeah, let's have it.
It was something like when Chuck Norris is playing Burnout, and when he does a barrel roll, the world rotates around his car. Which I thought was really good. But what have you got, Jez?
Oh no, really? Okay,
go on,
so,
just one.
So I've got. Let me just have a quick look.
And how did that start? Burnout Paradise jokes.
Well, because your jokes, Matt, apparently didn't satisfy the current fans of the game.
Is that right?
And yeah,
I can't believe that.
I was amazed.
You've worked
No, it
with
was
these
In
the,
the
other-
office, that's all we ever do is recite Matt's jokes.
Wasn't it the Atomica stuff? People were
was
saying
the-
Oh, that's
Atomica
right.
stuff,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, I remember.
some people don't think Atomica's funny, but other people think he's hilarious. So
Oh, okay, yeah.
then we were
I
talking
remember.
about jokes.
What have you got?
So
Come on.
following.
He did make a comment when I was playing last week about Greg's lunch. Which
No, he
apparently-
didn't.
He did.
Because my name's not Greg. Unless
Some
it was
guy-
Greg's pasties from
Some
the
guy
baker.
on the team called Greg, lead designer, I think, and his strange eating habits, I think, was on there. So I'll just read out one. I'll give you the build up to it, which is here's an Atomica joke I made in about 3 seconds. It's not that great from Aaron Sessions.
Oh, really?
What is the P12's favourite sport?
I don't know.
Frisbee.
Frisbee?
Okay,
Moving on.
Yeah.
Dong. Maybe we get the audio guys to put
Not
some
all bad jokes are fun.
tumbleweed
Really good
kind
sound
of
effect.
audio in there.
So I got a couple of things I want to say. This week we put up.
I think you've set it up.
We put up a Japanese forum, which our
Oh, that's
our
right.
car
Yeah.
lead Yuta will be moderating. So any Japanese fans out there want to get together and give us the feedback on a Japanese language forum can finally do that. And we also put up French, so we've got a couple of French speakers in the office.
Vive
We
la
just figured-
France!
Vive la France! We just figured that eventually the site will be multilingual and will go out globally, and the blog will be French, German, and all the rest of it. That's a real big goal for us. We
When do
really
we
want to
get
get
Danish?
there. Danish will never happen.
Are you volunteering to do the Danish one, Sam?
Well, it depends.
Son, we do Danish, but the Danes all speak perfect English, so it would feel like a bit of a waste
That's
of
not
time.
what you say about me.
So the forum's gone out this week, and a quick update on Xbox 360 Bogart, which is still not quite out, is Tuesday. We're now expecting that to go live for the second time. This time, absolutely bug free. Couple more things on here.
I'm just going to interrupt on that one. So there is still a small outstanding issue on 360 with VoIP, but this one has been a pesky one, as regular listeners to this podcast will know. So all the PS3 issues are now solved, and it's rock solid. We found some further problems with the VoIP on 360. We're very close to eradicating that. I think it's about 90% at the moment. Some more work. So rest assured, those people that are on 360 and have intermittent VoIP problems, we are on the case. It hasn't been forgotten. We're dealing with it. It's just a real nasty one. So we'll probably, once we're absolutely categorically sure that it's solved, I guess we'll get a web story up on the on CriterionGames.com.
Cool. And I think Craig was going to read out some postcards.
Was I?
Yeah.
Well, no, are we done with jokes? Was that it?
That was totally it on jokes. I printed.
That's the only one you printed out.
No, I printed 3, but
right,
that was
come
the
on
only...
then.
Really?
Yeah, surely they've got to get better.
I'm sure I heard a better one about the P12. Or was
I
that...
heard one. Oh, come on then, let me read them out.
I didn't print
They've got the tumbleweed sound effect now.
Maybe it's all in the delivery.
There we go.
Okay, here we go. This is from Andy, who says, Atomic Jokes. What did the driver say to his passengers when they noticed the car was on fire?
I don't know.
Don't worry, it'll burn out.
Not bad, actually.
Okay, let me see this one. Have you checked this for profanity?
Yes.
You sound really sure of that.
I'm just
sure
wondering why you
it's
gave it to
profane.
me to read out.
No, sure or disappointed. I was quite disappointed actually. I thought we were going to get some really profane gags come through and have us all in hysterics with stuff we couldn't read out, but it was all very clean stuff.
Okay, that's so bad I'm not going to read it out.
Yeah, you see, this is the issue I
That
had.
was from Richard. I personally read some better ones than those. So keep trying. If you've got any more burnout jokes, then keep that topic alive. Surely you can beat those two.
Surely it needs to be killed, put out of its misery.
No.
Resuscitate that
Look, in the interest of things getting better through iteration, then...
there is an ultimate burnout joke out there, it just needs to be found.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell us it then.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Sorry,
You sound like a man. We all know you
It's got
do.
something to do with the dog. What?
Yeah.
Dog's cute, I like the dog.
You're cuddling that dog a little closely for my liking, Toad. Right.
We just want to show the postcards then. Can we stick them on the camera?
We'll read some of them out. The first one here is from wild, wonderful West Virginia, which is a beautiful picture of the Blackwater Falls State Park on the front.
Right, we're going to switch the camera, Craig, so you can hold it up to that one just over your right shoulder.
I'll hold that up there. There you go.
Where's that from?
Lovely place. That's from Demandred 32H, which I'm hoping is a gamer tag rather than some actual real name.
32H. I think that's the guy sent us the those awesome pictures we had yesterday on the site for
the real crash.
A real crashed up car, and it was from a race scene that he's involved in.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Runs a car.
Yeah, they were great.
Yeah, amazing. No one was hurt, so we were able to show those shots. But unbelievable, and they really look.
Do you want to get the camera any closer to my face?
Yeah, vertical takedown.
Okay, what else we got?
Well, I was going to. So he just says, "Love the podcast. The Burnout Team rocks."
Woohoo!
Woohoo! Toby. So that's a cool one. I'll read that one out last because that's actually quite surprised me.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got another one here from Thanat. It just says Thanat is beautiful. There you go. You see that? Yeah. And it says, "Hey Burnout Team. This is a postcard from where I live. This beach would be perfect for some ramps for barrel rolls. And Peter's Fish Factory in Margate does the best fish and chips. Burnout Team rocks. Woohoo! Toby should do it on his own because it's his first one.
Come on.
No, actually, Toby and Max. I don't think you did that many last week.
No, I probably didn't.
Not that many woohoos. Right, next time, actually, I don't know if we've got any more Burnout Team rocks. I'll just make some up and you can go woohoo. Burnout Team... sorry, I won't say it again. That's from Zombitron and Zandu. Burnoutaholics.com. It's one of our fan sites that we've got on the website.
Yep, what else we got?
And we've just got 2 more left. Last one's from the New Forest.
Nice.
Beautiful, very exotic.
Is that
New
from
Forest.
Hamish?
Hopefully. Hey Burnout team, first of all I would just like to say I'm sorry for the state of this postcard. I'm sorry for the state this postcard is in. I don't know if you can see this on the webcam or not, but it seems to have Tipp-Ex all around the edge, which means it's probably been recycled. So thanks for going to all that trouble and effort.
Yeah, paying 50p for a postcard.
I'm writing this from the good old New Forest, full of rural areas. Best wishes, Matt Wellman. So that's nice. Thank you very much, Matt.
Yeah.
Much. Next time, send us a new one rather than a recycled one. And this one is a lovely shot of somewhere we all kind of find quite familiar. That's Guildford Town Centre.
Yes.
And it's, the person who sent it is actually filled out the correct address, which is Criterion Games, Onslow House, Onslow Street, Guildford, Surrey, GU1 4TN, England.
It's
and
perfect in every way, that postcard.
Yeah, I think actually looking at the handwriting, I would say a lady wrote this in.
Is it perfume?
But finding out that when you read the lovely message on the back, which just read "Burnout Team rocks," it's from Jez.
Oh, thanks, Jez.
So Jez has sent himself
So
a
all of us.
postcard, which seems to be.
So we need more
distributed.
postcards.
Yeah,
These
so
are
the
going to go
next
on our postcard wall, aren't they?
yeah, the next 50 postcards we get through, Craig will write a personal message and sign a response. We're going to send postcards back. So here are some of the postcards that we've got. Can we hold those up?
We've got other ones. Oh, we've got another one here.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. There's
Oh, no, there's another one there.
This is my favourite actually.
So they will be super collector's items, personalised postcards from the team, from Craig. We'll get those out to the next 50 people to send a postcard in.
So that's So the next 50, we'll pretty much guarantee we'll read them out as well. So I know a lot of people are emailing in with, with lots of questions. We get a couple of hundred a week for the podcast, and we can't read them all out. But if as long as there's no cursing or anything on your postcard, we'll read them out. And I think at the end of it, when we've got to 50, we'll run a little competition and we'll find out what the or we'll give it some kind of prize to the best postcard, not the best written postcard, the actual most interesting postcard on the front.
Then we say we'd use Google Earth to measure how far away,
Yeah.
and we'll give someone a prize for the one that's furthest away.
Well, we'll do that as well because we're we're very caring, sharing people.
Yeah.
So we'll do that. So get the postcards rolling in. We'll stick them all up on the wall in the office as well because I know the team like getting feedback from people and just seeing where our players are all around the world. I know we have a lot of them.
There are. What else we got, Jez?
We ran a competition for
The
the pack art, which everybody knows from the box. I didn't realise this until Stan sent the images through, actually, that we'd done 8 of those in addition with all different cars on, and it was cool to see them. And so we ran a competition this week, which was who can most quickly identify the 8 cars that we put out, which were very quickly the R-Turbo Roadster, the GT2400, the Fastback, the P12, the Annihilator, the Toogie Sport, the Hawker, and the 500 GT. And we got the first 3 that were correct were Wallace. He's got a brilliant gamer tag, which seems to be Ooh Wallace Ooh. Burnout United put in an entry but got one wrong. Bad Company 82, James sent the second one in, that was correct. And the third one, Marcus Tibbets, was wrong. Mario Riquelme, so Hission, just a PSN tag, got those right. So we'll be sending those guys t-shirts as soon as we've got them made, which will be about
T-shirts?
Yeah, we've got some t-shirts coming.
Wow.
T-shirts for the fans.
What do they say on them?
Yeah.
We'll bring them in the podcast actually when they're done. Show them off.
When's that going to be? Next week?
2 weeks.
Wow. 2 weeks to make a t-shirt.
I want. Did a team
T-shirts,
get one?
I mean, and that'll be
Don't tell
good for our French fans who are, as Thomas tells me, because Thomas is moderating the French forum at the moment, they're desperate for some t-shirts.
Yeah, we this week we put out the announcement that the French forum was going live, and we made kind of a joke with the translation. So I wrote, we all know that everyone in France drives like a maniac, and Thomas had retranslated in French when he posted as saying, we all know that everyone in France drives on the correct side of the road, which I thought was quite tame, but made me laugh a little bit that we did it. And the reason that he obviously changed it is because being French, he wanted to defend the French and say that they don't drive like maniacs. However,
we've got some
video
evidence.
We've got some evidence come in, and obviously we can't condone dangerous driving in any way for real on roads using actual cars and PlayStation 3 pads. But this was an entry from Kareem,
switch to that camera.
who's a regular on our leaderboard, driving his car, and we actually have a video of this as well, which we definitely won't post or we'll go to jail. Driving his car with what appears to be a 6-axis, and somehow holding the box as well. So
yeah, I'm sure that was on a closed road, and don't try that at home.
I think that's
actually
it's on an airfield. There are no cars.
That's a cool. Yeah, so be safe, kids.
Yeah, and remember, Thomas,
don't be doing this.
The French are maniac drivers,
and they do drive on the incorrect side of the road.
That's true.
It's okay. Everybody drives on the wrong side of the road in Burnout.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm.
Well, okay. So they do. Okay. Right. What else? Well, you had. Did we do another competition?
No,
I'm sorry. You just did those.
Yeah,
sorry.
just did that.
I'm just looking at can't read my handwriting. Right. What else we got?
Yeah, that was pretty much me. I just have one more thing actually. A couple of people asked about this. So we put out this week. We put out a list of like a definitive list of everything that's in Cagney. We've talked about most of it.
Okay.
We wanted to just list it out so people had kind of a checklist so they could find out about all of that stuff by checking back through the site. And there's a couple of things in there. There was some unannounced cars, and I think we still said in the details unannounced cars. So I don't know if we want to talk a little bit about that. There are a couple of secret cars that we're not talking about. We generally we want to tell people everything as it happens. As soon as we've got kind of new stuff to show, we just put it straight out on site. So there's kind of no secrets from the community. But this is something we did want to keep back because this is something we'll be using to reward the community, and so we'll kind of we'll talk about that but a little bit further down the line.
Is that the
That's correct.
Yeah. the special one that we've been driving, which is lots of fun.
The first rule of flat.
We're driving that in reverse a lot.
Yes.
But we talked about rewarding our Elite Forum posters and community people.
Yeah, there'll be a few people I think we're gonna be picking out from not just Elite Forum posters, but people who I think are embracing the spirit of a burnout in our community, and also probably some of our good competition winners or people who are in ranked competition. So we mentioned it before about we're going to have the ability once we release the Cagney update that we'll be able to give people things for either a period of time or permanently or based on who they are or what they've done.
We'll be able to touch players.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It's always something you wanted to do, isn't it?
Through the game.
Through the game.
So no, I mean we want to get that. We want to get Cagney out into people's hands as quickly as possible because that means that we can take the first step in terms of just properly interacting with people on an hourly basis through the game. So it's really cool. We showed before the live front end page, and we've talked about the calendar events and kind of bits and pieces.
Yeah. So when we release that, check that page. Check your junkyard.
That will be cool.
Yes.
In fact, I think we're going to test that straight after this.
We are. In fact, we're all going to go and drive the
unannounced car.
Yeah, I was about to check myself. No, we talked about it. We're going to drive the one we have announced.
Which one's that?
So yes, we talked about the Hunter Olympus before.
Yes, thank you.
So we're gonna try that out, which is a big heavy vehicle with no boost. So you can still race in it if you want to. It takes ages to get up to top speed, but it also is a lot of fun to play in some of the freeburn game modes like Road Rage and Markman, which is kind of cool. So we're gonna as soon as we finish the podcast, we're gonna go and play that with about 40, 50 people.
Yeah. Why don't we talk about Cagney for a little bit? So we're under under 70 bugs I think we've got remaining.
No, 50 I think it was.
Under 50?
Yeah, so we just had a team meeting before this and we just gave everybody an update, and because the game's online obviously we need to get as many people as possible to play, so we said to the team, right, we've got about 50 bugs left to do, and we're going to get people together and play the game, test out the Hunter Olympus and some of the other cool stuff in the game, and test out the 70 timed free burn challenges, which we've added in.
Which are already becoming very popular for competition.
Which are actually really, really good. I mean, we
Yeah.
played yesterday, we played 8-player timed free burn challenges, probably for about 2 hours. And Matt is well known in the office as being the person who causes the most false starts. But you know,
And he saw some of that on the videos we made.
We won't hold that against you. That's okay. But no, it's really good because
Even when I don't know where I'm going, that's a brilliant thing. So I can't. We were doing it yesterday.
no, the classic Matt Webster line was, "I don't know where I'm going, but I'm off."
Yeah, that's right. I have to be first off.
Is that how you approach your life,
Yeah.
Matt? I don't know where I'm going, but
I don't know where I'm going, but I'm going there faster than anyone else. Yeah, no, that was rather funny.
so they're really cool and they're pretty much done now. We're just testing them out, so I think people are going to have a lot of fun. There's a lot more replay value in those than the previous set of free burn challenges, and that's just the first step towards where we ultimately want to take free burn challenges. You know, they're multi-part at the moment. We're probably looking at doing multi-thread challenges. You know, that's something we're interested in looking at, but they're just kind of cool and they have leaderboards associated with them, so your fastest time on any of those challenges is recorded. So it's all good.
And actually, talking of fastest times, we need to go and reclaim a time on one of them. Well, you have to reclaim your time on it.
Well, and you, it was me and you that set the time.
Yeah, but I set a new time with somebody else.
That's like cheating on me.
Betrayal.
I wouldn't go that far.
Mate. Well, it is. You know, I thought you were, my free burn partner.
Yeah, that's why we'll go and reclaim it. Your free burn buddy. Okay, so I think...
I just want to say, so Cagney, we've got an ETA of end of June on that. That's
Still end
when
of
we're
June,
expecting it to go.
Yeah, it is. I don't think we've got a countdown timer just yet, have we?
We did. We took it off because we just figured that it was actually harder to work out when it was coming based on the timer than it was if we put a date up there.
Right.
We'll bring the timer back a couple of weeks
Yeah,
out.
so we're still pegging for the end of June. So it's going really well. We're really happy with it. So just probably go through a few letters before we wrap up for today. So we've called a few out without actually doing our little jingle. So I've got a few letters to do.
So being Matt, I expect you to participate.
Yes.
In it.
Do they know what to do?
Huh? But surely
of
they've
course they
listened to a
do. Of course they do. Right, so we'll get into letters, shall we?
It's your letters. It's your letters.
Great, there we go. Good stuff. So this one comes from Daniel Kent, who emails...
We're so good at that.
Yeah, emails mailbag@criteriongames.com. Says, hey guys, I noticed the Canadians will get snow in Paradise. Any future plans to include rain for the Brits? Or any plans to make some sort of random weather cycle in the game?
Nation-specific weather.
I think we're doing 52 types of snow for the Greenlanders, aren't we?
Oh really? Is that how it works? Weather, that's an interesting idea.
It's an interesting idea.
Okay, Matt McGlone writes in and says, Dear Criterion, I was wondering, will there be new burn routes, I think he means burning routes, for the new vehicles being added, not like the new liveries of the Oval Champ or Inferno van, I'm saying the Hunter Olympus. So, is the Hunter Olympus going to get a burning route?
No, is the short answer to that, and there are
Reasons.
there are reasons for it, which will become apparent when you get your hands on the Hunter Olympus. But no, there's no plan to do that. That's
Okay.
That's just it. I could lie and say yes, but but it'd actually be a lie,
Make
so there's
something
no
up.
point. But there's gameplay associated with the Hunter Olympus that's kind of cool, and there's a good reason why. Because we could quite easily do a burning route, but we've chosen not to, because we're doing something cooler.
That we can't tell you about.
Yeah, that we
I'm
can't
still
tell you
more
about
confused.
unless Matt forgets and blurts out. But no. Are you just going to read the letters to yourself, Matt? Or do you want us to leave the room?
No,
Yeah, I mean,
think
this was, just... I think we'll read this one out because someone's just done a kind of brain dump for us. So this is from Drew, and he's emailed mailbag@criteriongames.com, and the subject is ideas floating in my head, and pretty sure that features some of the longest sentences, but I'm just going to go through it.
Excellent.
I would like to see the in-game play map rotate so that left is left and right is right no matter which way you're racing. I would like to see 18-wheelers of all kinds, tankers included. Tankers in Showtime mode would be worth 2x. Racing 18-wheelers and buses in road rage kind of way. Crash breakers in Showtime mode for every 20 cars hit. Build your own stunt arena where you can set jumps and even 360 loops. Line up 50 cars and try and crash them with a bus. I would definitely like to have crash mode, all of its own, all about crashing cars, trucks, boats, planes, whatever else comes to mind. I'd like to see more stats on the menus, like how far you're jumping in yards or feet, how many barrel rolls you've all done together. I want to dive into areas that are blocked by road barriers. I just want it all. You didn't actually say that last bit. I did, because I can't be bothered to read the other half of it. So that's Drew, thanks for that. Wow, that's a big old game right there. Okay, so this is from Marklefoot. That's a name that keeps coming up, from Boston, Massachusetts. It says, hello gents, I've been at 100% for a few months now and finally finished up my 101 in the past few weeks. Round of applause. I bet he didn't use a save game analyzer. Why don't we say, what's the status of that one?
It would have gone today actually, but we had a couple of technical issues. So
we did, didn't we?
It's looking like Monday.
Cool.
Looking like Monday.
So we just remind everybody what that does.
Well, it's a completely awesome Rossi developed device that allows you to grab your save game on USB storage, so a memory stick or something, from the PS3 and read it on the website, and the website will read it, build you a map that shows you where all your remaining items are, and you can print that off and play with that alongside to guide you.
So it's just really cool.
It is really cool.
Can you think of another game that does anything like that? Because I can't.
No, I can't either.
I got nothing.
I'm sure the purist thinks it's all for cheaters.
And I think Rossi just did it on his own at the weekend, didn't he?
Because he had one
He was
smash. No, a great bit of improvisation there. So that'd be cool to see, and it is a dead cool feature.
Really cool.
Can spoil your game if you use it too frequently. Sorry, Marklefoot, for interrupting your letter. So while it's nice to have completed all of the gameplay elements, I'm finding I sort of missed two things that I've left behind in the process. One is the challenge of taking down unlocked cars released into the world. I think it would be really cool to release them again to hunt them down just for the fun of it. Not only does it liven up offline play by adding a random element to tempt you away from practicing your tricks or routes, but it offers a unique gameplay experience you can't get offline otherwise. Sure, you can always play road race to battle it out with other cars, but chasing down a single car that's trying to outrun and evade you is a completely different style of play.
Just like Marked Man.
Wow. But someone else is driving that car.
Yeah, so it's actually, I mean, that's always been a cool little gameplay loop. Everybody enjoys shutting down the cars, or the fact that you can be driving around and become totally distracted.
They are the
one of the
ultimate
new
distraction,
cars just drives past you. You chase him for a bit, and sometimes you lose him. Sometimes
that's how I miss my smashes.
You are distracted
easily.
Oh, you did tell me earlier today you're really easily distracted.
I'm very easily distracted.
But I am as well. I've got the attention span of a goldfish. So what are we doing again?
Yeah, this is podcast 31, by the way. The other element that I sort of miss having around is the smash gates. Certainly I know where all the shortcuts are by now, and I don't need the bright yellow callouts, but there's something just viscerally pleasing about smashing through them.
It's also a way of earning boost for aggression cars. I point out, and I've responded to his mail, I think. Previously,
Yeah, a lot of people clear them out, don't they?
Yeah.
So they don't kind of think that there's a smash gate that they've missed, and then they realise they've taken one of the panels out. I know when we were doing our playthroughs, it was you hoover them all up kind of thing, but you do miss them.
Yeah.
It's a good stunt run as well. What are they worth? 100 points?
No, less than that, I think. But it's a good way
keeps the chain going.
Yeah, keeping your chain going. I've just realised Poland's got a leather mouth.
Okay, right then. So what do you say? Could we please get an option to reset these elements after completing 100? You could just start the game again.
No, I know what
I feel like I'm losing the room. I feel like I'm losing the room. Perhaps you could even release single cars for takedown chases, making visited a complete burning route section in non-matching cars, or maybe it would be more fun to simply release them all. Yeah, so Mark says, P.S. Burnout Team rocks. Woohoo!
Woohoo! What was that last bit you were saying?
I think Marklefoot's going to like Marked Man online.
I think everybody's going to like it. We still argue about which one of the three free burn game modes is the best, and actually, I don't think you can choose, right? Because they're very different experiences. I think anybody that is in the Millionaires Club is going to really, really enjoy Stunt Run. But actually, you don't even have to be in the Millionaires Club to enjoy it, because you can still be not very good and still win just by taking everybody out. So that's really good. I think Marked Man is actually a totally new experience that we didn't even know that's how it was going to end up. And we didn't call it Mark Man until we'd worked out what the gameplay was, right? Because it just naturally became Mark Man. Yeah. You're right. It started out as kind of Road Rage, but then we ended up doing Road Rage as something different, which is not like Road Rage from previous Burnouts, although it does involve lots of people careering around a place trying to take each other down. So they're cool. I can't wait for people to get their hands on those and play them.
No, they are great. They're really cool. Okay, so we're going to finish up with a couple of just our last two letters here. First one is from Jason Carter, who mails in. This is 0J. Mails in. I don't know if it's random or whether we've mentioned something on the podcast recently about it, but he mails in and says the plural of moose is actually moose.
Is it?
Only a Canadian would know.
Yeah, we did talk about that.
That was in the last podcast.
Not only entertaining, educational.
Educational as well.
And my son's Canadian, but I'm not sure he knows that.
What?
My son is Canadian.
Could you be any more international, Sam?
I could try.
Right. Okay. So thanks for that, 0J. And this is a call letter that we thought we'd read out. I think it's something that we found. This is kind of what we mean by, I suppose, the community spirit with Burnout. So this one comes from Galmute, who says, greetings to you all from the USA. Recently I held an open session of free burning, and to my surprise I ended up with a room full of spanking brand new UK and GB kids, a couple of adult players too. I held school for something like 8 hours. I explained the game, challenges, races and such, and everyone had a headset. It was an experience that was unexpected yet extremely enjoyable and gratifying. Put a couple on my friends list too. To Criterion and UK players, cheerio and hip hip hooray. Let's burn! So that's actually how it was spelt. That's not me adding a flourish to it. I think something we've all kind of experienced, and there are some great players out there in the community that you probably have got to 101 and have completed everything in the game, but still sort of get online and educate new people into how to play the game, because it's and I think that's one thing that Burnout's got. It's a very, free burning is a very cool place to go when other online games are actually so terrifying. Certainly for me, when I go and play other online titles, it's not a wholly pleasant experience. But thanks for that. I think it's Galmute, and that's certainly what we mean by the spirit of the Burnout community. So there's new players coming along all the time, and they can give you some satisfaction in helping other people play the game. So on that note, I think we'll wrap this podcast up.
Let's just ask for some emails to Criterion Games or mailbag@criteriongames.com for the PC SKU.
Mm-hmm.
We really want to hear what people want to say. We want to talk about it in the next podcast.
Absolutely. And when we've got more details ready to share, then
we will share.
You can host your own.
Whoa!
So from me, Matt, bye bye. Cheers.
Bye bye.
Matt?
Bye as well,
Yeah,
mate.
it's going around the room that way.
Yeah, I can see a pattern emerging here. From me, Craig, not Greg. Bye bye.
From Sam Favel.
What?
I want to have another go now.
Beat that toe.
Bye.
Bye bye.